Here we go.
The following program is for entertainment purposes only and may contain adult topics discussed in an adult manner with adult language. If you are under the age of 18, please make sure you have your parents' permission to tune in. The content of any and all PTR Radio broadcasts are the property of PTR Radio and are not to be used for any purpose other than personal entertainment without the expressed written consent of PTR Radio. The content of any phone calls during a live broadcast become the property of PTR Radio and may be used for promotional purposes at the discretion of the staff. So please, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show.
Bigger, stronger, faster. Reboot. Primate upgrade installed.
You go, no go for launch.
Red Lane, online. Midgets in hot tub, check. Frosty beverages, ready. Groups of flame, available. All systems functioning, green lights across the board.
We have clearance, Clarence. Roger, roger. What's our vector, Victor?
Welcome to version 2.0 of PTR Radio.
And now, live on the World Wide Web, this is...
All right, everybody, it's another edition of PTR Radio here on the fabulous interweb. We hope that you found us by using ptrradio.com/live, because this week, well, that's pretty much all that you can get us on, unless if you want to listen to it live. Of course, the podcast is always available. We'll have this up, probably tonight or tomorrow, which, we're actually, big news, guys. I'm in talks with another station to pick us up on syndication.
Really?
Yes. Yep. Talking to another one to see if we can, we won't be able to go live because they want you to be exclusive to their station if you're live, and their schedule is already booked for our time slot, so it wouldn't have worked out anyway. But, they said, you know what, we kind of like your show. Let's talk about some more details and see what we can come up with. So that's a plan for right now, is we're going to keep moving forward on that front and get the show syndicated to a few more places.
Yes. Show me the money.
Yeah, syndication's where the money's at. So as we all know, that is where the money is at.
I think we syndicated, like in television, you have to have like 100 episodes. I think we have that, don't we?
I think we had that the first year.
Yeah.
Definitely by the second year. So, in fact, I was just reading an article this morning about anger management. Charlie Sheen.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, because they are coming towards their 100th episode, because it was what they call a 1090 contract.
Right.
Where they did 10 episodes, and then if they got such a market share or so much in ratings, then they did the other 90.
Right.
And so he doesn't know whether it's going to get picked up for another 100 or not, but, so right now he's saying, well, I'll go back to 2.5 Men. Charlie Sheen is.
Well, you mean 2 men?
So I'm kind of thinking maybe it's more Tiger Blood time, because we had a ball when it was Tiger Blood and Adonis DNA.
Listen.
If we can have a return to that Charlie Sheen, we'll have a ton of content.
How the hell would they explain him coming back? What, is he going to be a ghost that haunts Alan?
Well, it was a closed casket funeral.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he really didn't die, and what's her face Rose was in on it.
Yes.
That could have been. You don't know.
Good God.
It is either that or it was all a dream sequence. And it was actually Charlie the entire time, where he was actually writing it down in his book, and everybody else had already died. And but some of the characters had married other characters other than the characters that they showed had been married to.
Maybe
watching Roseanne again.
Maybe his evil twin will come. You know, maybe there'll be an evil twin that we won't know about.
Yeah.
I need my fucking
Well, Mike, I'm sure not just that, but your whole television world has been rocked because Papa Bear, is that his name?
Sugar Bear.
Sugar Bear has been kicked to the curb.
Yes. And TMZ got him coming out of McDonald's in Georgia, and they asked him, "Is it true you guys are Dunsville?" "I'm not allowed to comment on that."
Yeah.
Because of course they're filming. Right?
Yeah.
So this is big news. And not to be outdone, the week that it comes out that Sugar Bear has been kicked to the curb and Honey Boo Boo is all over the news, Kris Jenner files for divorce.
Dun, dun, dun!
So, Kris Jenner is sitting there. She probably had the papers on standby and was waiting for a lull in the Kardashian media stream to release them so that they could make sure that they keep a lock on Twitter trending.
Yeah.
And Bruce is probably just like, I'm finally fucking free.
Probably just get an annulment for reasons that there's not much actual human left in him.
Yeah, wasn't he trying to be a Barbie doll or something? A really, really ugly sun-melted Barbie doll.
There's rumors that he's in the process of going through a sex change, and it's just little by little. But, I don't believe that. But then again, if I had to live with Kris Jenner, I might want to cut my own balls off, too.
Yeah.
So I wonder if he gets to keep them in the divorce.
I doubt it. They're in a jar. They're communal property now. They'll have to be split up. He'll get one. She'll get one. It's the way it is. Oh man, lots going on, and I'm going to say right now that if I start yelling, it's because I can't hear myself. The only reason the volume is this way now is because my headphones are cranked to the max, because my ears are so full with fluid, it should be gushing out.
If it was gushing out, it would be better.
It would be better, but I am like 3/4 deaf right now because it just it's horrible. I finally am kind of getting over my cough. That I told the doctor, I went there again on Saturday, and I'm like, okay, listen, I was in here 3 times in 4 weeks. I felt good for 2 weeks, and now I feel like crap again.
Are you sure you don't have what's the new one going around?
Ebola?
No. The respiratory one.
That hits children. That's for children.
Well, listen, I know the balding doesn't fool me. I know you're
Yeah, babies come out bald, I guess, now don't they?
It's
So
hey, listen, we could be famous. You could be the first adult case.
Yeah. Why don't I just get sickle cell anemia while I'm at it?
So, all right. Speaking of sickle cell anemia.
Well, what a transition.
Here's my feel old moment of the day. 20 years ago today, the second Mighty Ducks movie came out.
Okay.
All right.
The sequel.
Yes. And the reason I'm even bringing this up is I don't know if you guys know the TV show Dish Nation.
No.
Kind of like a gossip show where it's like on air for like radio shows around the country, and they posted that because one of the people posted a Instagram picture of them recreating the Flying V.
Oh, okay.
All the cast members that showed up for the reunion, which, by the way, Joshua Jackson did not show up, and Emilio Estevez did not show up.
Well, you could have figured Emilio wouldn't show up.
Well, apparently they're too big for this now. You know, they're like superstars.
Yeah.
And, well, Emilio Estevez, his career is over.
Wasn't the one guy in like Lord of the Rings? Or no, did he play Rudy or something?
No, you're thinking. No, he was not in.
Okay. All right.
No, he was in Goonies.
Oh, okay.
You're
Sorry, wrong movie.
But and Kenan Thompson was not in attendance either.
No.
He was too busy quitting Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
Or pre-quitting.
Pre-quitting.
Pre-quitting, yes.
He was dropping the mic and saying, "Fuck it, I'm out of here."
So anyway, Dish Nation said that if they made a fourth movie, would you watch it? I said, the way Hollywood's going, they're going to reboot the thing soon enough. So they asked me, who should play the lead? They actually tagged me in a status. I was like, okay. I said, you know, the way Hollywood has been ruining all the movies from my childhood by remaking them.
I said Will Smith.
Jaden Smith is going to be the lead.
Okay.
And I started typing, it's going to be an underprivileged inner city all-black team.
Yes.
But then I realized that the main show is based in Atlanta and is an all-black cast. And said, I better not go that far. Because then I'll be reported as a racist to Facebook, and they may have some clout. So.
They'll make you use your real name.
Oh, God forbid.
Yeah.
I use my real name on Facebook.
I know. Evidently, there's a real name policy going around that's offending a bunch of lesbian, gay, and bisexuals. Specifically drag queens.
Okay, I guess
drag queens are not happy, and transsexuals are not happy that they have to use their birth name. And Facebook is researching it. And if you don't use your name, they're deleting your account. And it's got, all the LBGT groups in arms because you're invading their privacy and you're destroying their chosen identity, and in some cases you may even be outing them. Okay.
Outing to who?
All right, whatever.
Okay, on another outing.
Yes. Oh, but wait a second. Hold on. Before we go on to that, I want to talk about. You were talking about movies and getting rebooted. Saturday night, my wife and my daughter went out to the Muni, which is our outdoor theater here, and that left me and AJ, my 14-year-old grandson, here, and so we were waiting for Doctor Who to get finished recording, so that we could watch it without commercials.
Right.
All right. So I said, well, what do we do in the meantime? I know. Let's watch The Last Starfighter. Because he'd never seen it, and nobody else in this house likes space movies. And I wanted to watch it.
Yes, that's a good movie.
And so I said, you're going to like this. I'm like, it's an old movie, but it's a really good movie. And so I pop it in there, and the first thing he says when the star car pulls up is he goes, "Oh yeah, nice special effects." And then when it takes off and it's flying through space coming into the base for the first time, he goes, "Ha ha, they have better graphics in video games."
Yeah.
And I'm like,
the graphics.
It was 1984.
The graphics in your video games were created by this movie.
I'm like, this was groundbreaking. This was the first movie to ever use CGI. I said, you have to remember, when this was around, Pong was big, okay? Yeah. Nintendo didn't exist yet. I'm like, so these were cutting-edge graphics.
If anything, now generation needs to watch that so they can appreciate what they have now.
And I was looking at it because it was a Blu-ray rip, and I was thinking the graphics were good. Because yes, they were angular, but the colors were nice and crisp, and it was good. I mean, it had probably been retouched, but I thought it really looked like a good one. So we finished watching the movie, and I asked him, I'm like, so was the movie good? And he's like, yeah, it was a good movie. it just had really bad graphics. And I'm like, okay, well, that's a 14-year-old saying it.
Yeah.
And I told him, I'm like, you realize I was 8 when I watched this movie for the first time. I'm like, so it's 30-year-old graphics. I said, so let me get this straight. If they were to redo this movie with today's graphics, would it be awesome? And he goes, yeah, I think it would. But I don't think they could remake that movie today. I don't think kids have enough attention span to watch that movie. The only reason I think he sat through that movie is because his phone was dead, and I didn't have a charger for it.
Well, it is interesting. What if they took the original movie and just redid all the special effects?
Redid the CGI portion of it?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Leave all the original acting in place and just put in new effects.
I don't know. Some of the acting might need to be updated.
Ah.
But I mean, I thought it was really good. I mean, I love that movie. It's one of my favorites.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I could go to anybody in our generation that was even a little bit geek and say, you've been recruited to defend the frontier against Zur and the Kodan Armada, and they'd know exactly what movie that was from.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me, Mike, I was telling Shaggy the story earlier. I have a new Woot shirt I just got. It has Darth Vader and Inigo Montoya having a lightsaber fight. And underneath it it says, "No, I am your father." And it has a question mark over Inigo's head. I'll show you to this other guy because I really like this shirt. And he had no idea what it was.
God.
He had never seen Princess Bride.
My wife has never watched it beginning to end. Little does she know, I'm bringing the DVD with us when we go to Maine, and we will watch it beginning to end one night. There is no option.
Yeah.
It's like, how do you have a conversation with people without knowing that movie? There's so many lines that get reused.
I don't know. Like, she's trying to tell me that, oh, well, it's a dumb movie. No, it's not. It's a fucking classic. And if I had known that you had never seen it, it would have been in the freaking prenup that was never done anyway, that you would have to watch.
It would have been taken on the honeymoon at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, it makes me angry. That's one. Princess Bride, Last Starfighter, those are two on the list of a dozen movies that every high school kid needs to watch.
Yeah.
If for no other reason than to appreciate what we grew up with.
Yep. I knew someone else who's also, he's mid-20s now. He had not seen any of the Star Wars movies other than Episode 1. And that one I actually could understand. If the first Star Wars movie you ever saw was Episode 1, then maybe, you just thought the rest of them were like that and decided not to bother watching.
You're talking about the most recent Episode 1 being the most recent iteration, right?
The Jar Jar Binks.
That's
the Jar Jar Binks crap ones, yeah.
That's Episode 1.
Okay. I get so confused.
With young Anakin in the pod racer.
Yeah, I get so confused because it's like, all right, I don't, I go from the timeline of us, when the movies came out, and it wasn't, that wasn't the first movie that came out,
Right. But yeah, no one should watch Episode 1. They should watch it. They should watch Star Wars in machete order, which means no Episode 1.
I'm saying they should only watch the 3 that came out while we were growing up.
Oh, no. Machete order actually really, really works.
Nah, I don't know.
Do you know what machete order is?
I don't know.
That's Episode 4, which is Star Wars, New Hope.
Okay.
Episode 5.
Mm-hmm.
Episode 2, Episode 3, and then Episode 6.
No, I don't think I want to do that. I don't want to watch any of the newer ones.
See, you find out...
Of course, I was never a Star Wars guy. I was a Star Trek guy, so,
But it's kind of cool because you find out that you don't know who Darth Vader is, and suddenly he's Luke's father. And then you go back in time and find out how he became Darth Vader. And then you see Luke save him in the end. So it actually works.
Okay.
Yeah, Machete Order, highly recommended for watching Star Wars, because you never watch episode 1 that way.
So I mentioned earlier that I had a cold, and I also had to DJ a party like this Friday night. It's my second time DJing a party with a cold. I'm gonna be known as
influenza.
Yeah. Yeah. Now on the mic, DJ Mad Cow. Yeah, this was a weird party though, because it wasn't like anything else that I'd done before. This was a very particular woman who wasn't paying us very much at all to be there, because it was a friend of a friend who got the extreme friends and family discount. It was a birthday party for a 60-year-old.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. And so what the woman who was throwing the party wanted was, she had very exact things, and she wanted us to cover music from the time that the woman was born all the way up to today. And she wanted us to hit the #1 songs of at least every 10 years of the woman's life and fill in with #1s in between there. And then on at least the 10 years, I needed to come on the mic and introduce the songs. You know, hot jocket, like on the radio.
You know, it almost sounds like this is something that you, if you had the time, you could have prepared ahead of time as just an iPod playlist.
Yes. Very much so. Very much is I could have. But you know, and this was one of those women that micromanage everything, and so she had her little timetable as far as when things were going to happen, and it never works. I could have told her from all of the weddings that I've done, the more that you plan, the more that it's not going to happen. You know, because she didn't plan mingle time with guests. It was ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. We're going to do things in this order. No, the birthday girl's going to want to talk to people that are there.
Yeah.
So she comes to me and she goes, okay, well, we need to hurry this up. Because people, and she also didn't plan on, these are all old people. Nobody other than me was under 40. All right? Nobody. So they were all leaving at like 9 o'clock. And she expected me to try and keep them there with all this old music from the 60s. And I'm like, Herman's Hermits is not going to keep people around.
No.
I can't put people on the floor with the mamas and the papas. It's not going to happen. So, you know, then she said, well, people are leaving, so we need to cut the cake, so I need you to cut the set short. Wait a second, you wanted me to hit all these songs and do all these introductions. So I cut my stuff down. I'm like, okay, fine, we're skipping right from 84 to 2004. But I had already prepped in my mind my intro for 94 because I had to come up with little, you know, zingers for things that happened in the year. So I had already primed. Oh, and in 94, Joan turned 40, and you know, it was the year of the CD, and oh, by the way, I was a junior in high school, you know. And so when I read out 2004, my brain did a little adjustment, you know, and it said, I was a junior in college. It got a huge laugh, and then I looked at my partner who's DJing with me, and he goes, yeah, you just screwed that up, didn't you? I go, they don't really know. But yeah, I'm like, the gun was already cocked, and that joke was gonna go. It was gonna happen no matter what.
Yeah, like I said, they don't know.
So, but it did get a big laugh. So, you know, but yeah, that was. And then the worst part of the whole night, which worst is subjective, is we had connected to the place's Wi-Fi to grab a song that we forgot. And so then we're shutting down everything for the end of the night. Hit shutdown on the computer, and it goes, installing 36 Windows updates.
Oh, no.
So I'm like, okay,
No.
I guess we're getting a beer, because we're not going to sit here and just watch the screen. So, yeah, we sat around for a while and waited for the computer to finish. But good news is the guy who runs the rentals got our information, and so he's going to try and get us some more gigs because he really liked us. So
That's good.
yeah, but that was my interesting evening there. Hot jacking songs for the geriatrics.
So, speaking of geriatrics,
Uh-huh.
I watched Dancing with the Stars last week.
Oh yeah. Did Sadie Robertson get on a pole?
No, but she damn near could have.
I was reading something interesting about her today. Do you know that she lives in the movie Footloose?
Yep.
Her high school does not allow dancing.
Right.
It's been outlawed. Dancing leads to sex and drugs and rock and roll, and we will not have it in this community.
And here's the other kicker. Daddy approves all of her costumes before they go on air.
Yeah.
Make sure she's not showing too much skin.
Yeah, he also has something to say about her routines as well.
Yeah, so I segued to this because Tommy Chong stole the show.
Did he? There was a question about whether he was going to be good or not. I haven't watched it yet, so.
He came out like he was in a lowrider, and Cheech was the driver of the lowrider. He danced to Snoop Dogg's "Drop It Like It's Hot."
Oh, jeez.
And he was awesome. Like, he wasn't flashy, but it was awesome. You couldn't stop smiling during his routine.
Oh, man.
So I'm very curious to see what he does this week. But the interesting part that came out of the episode was one of the guys, the guy who was in Mean Girls, Jonathan Bennett. Former dancer Julianne Hough is now a judge. She was doing an interview with Mr. Mario Lopez on Extra, and she was talking about how they were flirting one time, and thought he was going to ask her out. And at the end of the interview, Mario says to her, "So did the date ever happen?" And Julianne goes, "No, he's gay." So I was like, that's not going to work. Apparently, this guy never made a public statement about his sexual orientation.
Yeah.
So, foot and mouth, which I'm sure she can do because she's pretty flexible for a dancer, you know. She outed him.
Oh, yeah.
There has been no statement yet.
Yeah, I've heard that's happened a couple of times on different things. I'm watching Tommy now, and yeah, he can kind of put the moves on it, man. That pot keeps you limber. It is pretty ridiculous here. That is a smoking routine for an old man like him. He did better than Jerry Springer.
Yes.
That's a good deal, and I like that Cheech was in on it too.
Yeah. That was very cool.
Yeah, that was awesome. So, in fact, you know what? We'll put that up on our Facebook page. So if you're wondering what we're talking about, you'll be able to go to facebook.com/PTR Radio, and you'll be able to see that routine.
Now, yeah, some of the other dancers were just like, oh god, no. Like, who was it? Lolo Jones?
Oh, Lolo Jones evidently is being a bitch.
Oh yeah.
She is so pissed that she got kicked off.
Well, she screwed up.
Yeah.
Plain and simple.
I guess one of the judges just told. I guess TMZ tracked him down and said, "Well, what do you think about Lolo Jones' statement? Blah 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 blah." And he goes, "I think she needs to grow up and get over it." You know.
I mean, look, it sucks to be the first one eliminated, but
somebody has to be.
Somebody has to be, and let's just be honest. Everyone remembers the first one eliminated, and everyone remembers the winner.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers when people get eliminated in the middle.
No. So, yeah, no, I agree. I mean, I don't know. It's just one of those things where I don't know why she would get so pissy about it. Because
it's just dancing.
Yeah, I mean, you're not even a big celebrity. Get over it. You were in the Olympics, okay?
Well, that's a better reason for celebrity than most. I mean, it's not like she's the stepdaughter of a previous Olympian who's a celebrity for no apparent reason.
I tell you what. You want to know a celebrity? Layla Ali. I watched her on Chopped Celebrity.
Yes.
Now that's a celebrity.
That's a celebrity.
She is cool. She's a cool person.
Because she's not just the daughter of Muhammad Ali, which would be enough.
She is the former co-host of the new American Gladiators.
Not only that, but she was a championship women's boxing.
Yes. So if you tell her that she is not a celebrity, she will beat the shit out of you.
Yeah, and she's also married to an NFL star running back.
And she's probably the only NFL wife that isn't going to get beat up lately.
He flat out says, because he's a broadcasting partner to another guy that I listen to on the radio, and the husband clearly says she will kick my ass. So there's no worry about spousal abuse unless it's my direction.
She would be the one dragging him out of that elevator.
It was funny because he was telling about the first time that he met he met Muhammad Ali, and he said, "Hi, sir, I really like your daughter." And he goes, "You gonna get me grandchildren? When you gonna start having babies?"
That was years ago.
Yeah.
Before Muhammad Ali.
Yeah, I tell you, that's a funny interaction. By the way, if you have any feedback or anything that you want to tell the show, 877-787-8822. We tested the phones before the show. They're actually working.
Yes.
So it is up and ready for you.
They have been 1 and 2 and 1, 2, 3 as much as we can.
That's right. We tested them, and they're working fine. So.
Wow, they're a really cool voice synthesizer, though.
Yeah. Yeah. And by the way, Mike, we have our mixer, our electronic fancy mixer back in play tonight.
Wow, and everything is working.
Yes, everything's working. I mean, that was a little bit hectic before the show, but for the most part, everything's working. And I actually think it's working better than before I sent it off to get it fixed. So, because, boy, before we sent it off, there was a huge time lag in our headphones.
Yeah.
It was like 1 or 2 seconds. And
yeah.
It was horrible.
Listen, I got to tell you something.
Yeah.
There is like a half-second lag. I feel like I'm almost watching a Japanese movie.
Well, we feel the same way on your side. So it's not our audio. It's just Google.
Fuck Google.
No, Google is cool sometimes. You know, they give us this platform to use, and later on, their audio is all synced up. But it's a weird thing.
It's the delay caused by the software that is listening for us to play a 2-second clip of a song so they can send us copyright notices.
Yeah, that is true. There's no truer statement out there.
Fucking Google.
Yeah, it's all those copyright things. It's all the copyright crap. That's what's slowing down the whole internet.
Mm-hmm.
We wouldn't need net neutrality if it wasn't for copyright laws.
Copyright laws on Netflix.
I guess Netflix actually put out some spoiler videos for well-known movies, and I don't know, but anyway, I have been putting out, Mike. I don't know if you've seen this, but anyone who's been following any of our social platforms, I have been putting out questions of the day. Have you seen those?
Yes, I have. And some of them, let's go back, because some of them I wanted to answer, and I was like, no, this could be show material.
See, and that's the whole idea, is for people that don't listen to the show on a regular basis or that are podcasters or whatever. These are things that I'll put out there, not every single day, although for a while I was, This is things I'll put out there. I want your feedback on. We'll discuss them during the show. Gives us some good feedback from you guys, and gives us some topics to talk about. So let's see here. Going back, I even aggregated them and gave them out to our email listeners. So September 5th, here's an example. Question of the day. Because of the recent deaths, it begs the question, if you could go back in time and save one historical figure from an early death, politician, actor, comedian, singer, etc., who would it be and why? So the idea is you can go back, you can keep them from dying prematurely, either from their own hands or someone else's, so that they can live a longer life, a normal, lifespan.
Mm-hmm.
Who would it be and why? So, Colin, you know what? I'm going to start out with you.
Oh, that one's easy.
Okay, go.
Abraham Lincoln.
So you would stop John Wilkes Booth?
Yeah, because the reconstruction of the country would have gone so much more smoothly if Lincoln had still been there, and that probably would have been much better off for everybody. The blacks, the whites, the South, the people to the South, the people to the North. Everything would have been better if Lincoln had not been shot.
Very altruistic you are.
But I would feel so much safer walking down the street if Abraham Lincoln hadn't been shot by Booth so many years ago.
Okay. Mike, how about you?
Well, first a commentary on that. I think the biggest thing that would come out of Abraham Lincoln being alive is the fact that Twilight may have never been written because he would have continued to kill all the vampires. As far as me, I would...
Here's my question. Would Abraham Lincoln costumes be as fashionable as they are if he would have just been another president? Would a longer term...
Would still be in style.
Would they
be wearing top hats?
Would beards be an even higher style?
And fake moles.
Fake moles.
I'm going to go... Well, the first name that popped in my head, because obviously I haven't given this a whole lot of thought, but I'm going to say River Phoenix.
Ah, actor. All right, and why?
Because I feel like his body of work before his death was very good. And I would love to see his talent mature and possibly dethrone Johnny Depp for all of those roles.
I think he very well could have, too.
What's that?
I think he very well could have, because they were so interchangeable.
I honestly believe that, with the exception of Jack Sparrow, that River Phoenix could have taken any of the roles from Johnny Depp.
Yep, very good. That is a good one. Now, here's my question. Would 21 Jump Street still be on the air?
Oh, absolutely not.
Okay.
Because sooner or later, even those guys would be too old to be high school students.
But if I remember correctly, because I happened to read about it, they already were aging out to other actors.
Okay.
By the time they canceled the show, so.
Yeah, they jumped the shark when they brought Richard Grieco in.
But everything
wasn't working.
Everything jumps the shark when they bring in Richard Grieco.
Hey, now.
Very true.
A Night at the Roxbury went awesome as soon as Richard Grieco stepped on the set. All right, that's when the story really got going. 10 minutes before it was over.
Oh, I thought you were going to go with that one where he was mistaken for the spy.
Oh, If Looks Could Kill, one of my favorite movies. Come with me! I'm the French teacher! That's awesome. These shoes walk down walls.
Oh, Lord. All right, so let's
Don't mess with me on bad 80s and 90s movies, man. I know them all. All right, so I'm gonna say, because it's a real toss-up for me. Because one, you could say he wasn't that young, but I still want him to last longer. Because my toss-up is in between John Candy and Chris Farley.
Oh, that's not even a toss-up.
It is for me, just because I think they're both they're so similar. They're so similar. and I think that you would have ended up getting the same amount of the same comedy stylings out of both of them. I think John Candy would have stretched out even more. So I think I probably would end up going with Candy.
I would definitely go with Candy. That's like I said, that's not even a question.
But
I think John Candy had the ability to play serious roles.
Oh, he so did too.
Chris Farley did.
I think he could have, because there were some moments in several of his movies.
No. And I'm not talking like how Bill Murray did The Razor's Edge, okay? Because Bill Murray don't even talk about The Razor's Edge. Bill Murray crashes a party, and they're like, "Hey, I loved you in The Razor's Edge." You'll hear Bill Murray say, "Fuck you," and leave.
Now, between those two, between John Candy and Chris Farley, I think I would go with Jim Belushi.
I was about to say, between John Candy and Jim Belushi, who would it be?
There's no question. I say no, I'll go with Belushi.
So,
I mean, okay, if I'm going to save someone who kills himself using drugs, it's going to be Belushi.
Yeah.
John Candy at least just died for being overweight, which we can all, well, at least not in this room, sympathize. Yeah.
Yeah.
I can relate. I was there at one point.
Yeah, you probably weighed a whole 150. Ooh.
No, I was 264.
So.
I'm actually close to getting to 264. So.
Yeah. When your fat weight is what we try to attain, that's a problem.
This was at a company Christmas party, so I made it even worse because I had the high and tight and dyed my hair blonde, but did it myself, so the top was blonde and the sides were brown, a la NSYNC. Yeah.
All right, so that was the question back on September 5th, just to give you an idea. So, Mike, what other questions really piqued your interest?
Okay, the
From
favorite
the question
TV
of the
show
day.
all time and why? And, of course, I haven't gone back and looked at this, but, of course, Shaggy goes and fucking says Top Gear, UK. Fucking prick. You made it 49 minutes before Top Gear reference, and I'm the one who makes it. Jesus Christ.
Well, I said Top Gear mainly because it's the show that I can watch over and over and over again. Because to me, that's the hallmark of your favorite show. You can watch it 1,000 times and still laugh or find something new in it.
There's not much in life funnier than Jeremy Clarkson falling over in a Reliant Robin.
It's
And he's
only
back.
part of that show I ever enjoyed was when he did the review of that car.
You didn't like the semi-truck special? Because that was hilarious.
Complete strangers were coming out of the woodwork and writing this car after he took every curve too quickly, like it was a normal occurrence.
It wasn't just complete strangers. It was
They were
relatively
all-
famous
They
people
were all
in the UK.
plants. They were all famous plants.
But that was entertaining. Now, Ry Cerrone, who I don't know what Ry's been up to lately, but whatever. Time Tracks. I have no idea what the hell.
That was a good show. It was a good show.
Time Tracks. That was from the era of Babylon 5.
Yeah, that was about futuristic cop Darian Lambert, who chases fugitives who've escaped into the past and returns them home.
On the Primetime Entertainment Network.
That's right.
Bum, 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 bum.
Along with his computer assistant Selma, cleverly disguised as a credit card.
Okay.
He is a traveler lost from his home.
As far as my favorite show of all time, I would have to go with Quantum Leap.
Yes, worst ending, but good show.
Yes.
Go with a God reason.
No, it wasn't with the go with the God reason.
No,
it was the go with the he's been jumping himself the entire time reason.
But the jump into heaven thing.
No, there's no jumping into heaven.
No, he had to make a choice. He could either save Al or go home, and he chose to save Al.
But that was stupid. They went through everything in that season to get Al being better off with his current wife, and then in the end, he puts them back together with his original wife, which was what was the point of helping him with his current wife? It just did not make any sense.
I think that was the writers basically like, look, fucking fans, listen, we're tired of this shit. These campaigns to get us uncanceled have got to stop. You've done it twice already. We're going to make sure that we fuck this up so bad that you don't want to bring us back a third time.
Does that also explain Roseanne?
What? No, Dan having a heart attack? Dan having a heart attack?
It made no sense. Oh, Dan had a heart attack. Oh, yeah, these people who married, no, they really married these other people. What?
And Dan's going to leave her.
I don't know. I like watching last episodes of series. There's nothing I really like really good series ending episodes, and I really hate really bad ones.
Yeah.
Like the best one ever was still MASH.
Yes.
Followed closely by Newhart.
Yes. Newhart was the original Roseanne ending. Right?
Done, yes, but done, done well. It's in a way that made sense and was funny.
And then, like the ending of Friends, I like that one.
Well, they said one of the most disappointing endings of all time was Seinfeld.
Yeah, that was pretty.
In fact, that was just a list. I think BuzzFeed did a list of the most disappointing endings. Oh, one of them was also MASH.
What?
Because it was just... Because Hawkeye went batshit crazy at the end.
Yeah. Not at the very end. No, MASH was one of the best series endings ever.
It was the most watched.
Was it the one on Screen Rant?
Here's one on Huffington Post.
Okay, because Screen Rant has the 10 most WTF TV series finales.
7 most disappointing series finales of all times, according to Huffington Post. And they have How I Met Your Mother, Lost. I think everybody universally agrees Lost was horrible.
Yeah.
And the entire series.
Dawson's Creek. Never watched it. The only thing Jason Vanderbeek was ever good in was Varsity Blues.
James Vanderbeek.
James Vanderbeek, Dawson Vanderbeek, who cares?
AKA James Motherfucker. I have a huge forehead, Derbeek.
Dexter, which I heard that one was horrible.
I kind of liked
it. United States of Terror.
These seem to be
The Hills.
Most disappointing endings.
Mike, that's kind of up your
Never watched that.
This seems to be most disappointing shows for shows that only.
The Sopranos. People love that finale.
Bullshit.
No. People do not love that finale.
I thought people loved that one.
No.
People liked it because at the end it looked like everybody shot themselves.
That was a list of most disappointing endings for shows that not really that many people watched.
Well, everybody watched The Sopranos.
All right, so according to this one, number 10, Life on Mars.
Which one?
Nobody watched it?
The UK or the US version?
US.
US.
Okay, that was just a bad show.
Number 9, Little House on the Prairie.
I don't remember that one.
Laura Ingalls probably got thrown into a wheat thrasher.
In the series finale of Little House on the Prairie, the residents learn that a railroad tycoon, Nathan Lassiter, held the deed to their beloved township. When Lassiter brings Union soldiers to force the residents from their homes, the town decides to send him a message by setting off explosives in every building and declaring that while he may own the land, he cannot have the town.
Oh, yes, I remember that now. You gotta love a show decides the last thing to do is just blow everything up.
Yeah, so they're just gonna levitate above the ground. Is that
Number 8, Alf.
Yes, well, that was disappointing because it wasn't supposed to end.
I don't ever realize that there was an ending to that show. I just stopped watching.
There was a last episode where the government kidnapped Alf, and it was supposed to come back. See, I don't think it counts if it's not really a series finale. If it's just the series got canceled.
Just canceled.
That doesn't really count. Anyway, go ahead.
away, pop-up ad. Number 7, Seinfeld, which we all agree.
Yeah, we all agree.
Number 6, Quantum Leap.
Yep.
It'd be nice if I could see all these on one page, you bastards. I hate things like this. Number 5, Saint Elsewhere.
I liked that was a fun ending. That's one of the better twist endings. And it really matched the feeling of the show.
Number 4, The Sopranos. Number 3, David the Gnome.
Oh yes. Oh, that was all. That show in general was awful. But yes, the ending to David the Gnome was just bad. He and his wife like turn into trees, something like that. Yeah. It's the end of their life, so they turn into the trees. I think that's how the ending of David the Gnome went.
Number 2, Dinosaurs.
Not the mama. Not the mama.
I thought that was a fitting ending to Dinosaurs. They accidentally destroy the world. It had a nice eco-friendly message to it, and the dinosaurs had to die.
I think it's on Netflix now.
Yes, it is.
And according to them, the worst finale ever was The Prisoner from 1967.
All right. Before any of us were born.
Oh, yes, that's the what's his name?
Patrick McGoohan.
Yes. Really? I mean that is such a psychedelic, weird show that it's hard to say it's a bad ending. It's just an ending. It's like, I don't know. Definitely not the worst ending ever, that's for sure.
So let's see. You looked at the Huffington Post one.
Oh, that was one that I already went through.
Yeah. Let's see. Here's 9 truly horrible series finales.
Well, I'll tell you what. Why don't we take a quick break?
Okay.
We'll come back, and then when we come back, we're going to talk about a couple of different things. One, we're going to play some "What's the Worst Job in the World," followed by our big sex tape release. And what would you do? So stay tuned. This is PTR Radio.
Welcome to another episode of Ape Man and the Cylon. This week, in its own strange sort of way, Ape Man and the Cylon pays tribute to a great man gone too soon. Billy Mays. This episode is dedicated to you.
Hey, what's wrong, Flesh? You're moving slower than usual. Your batteries run down or something?
Negative. Flash's power supply is currently running at 98%.
Then what? You need oil or grease or something? I mean, seriously, you're moving like old people fuck right now.
Negative. Flash is sad.
Oh, Christ. Here we go. Emotions by the cybernetic organism. Okay, I haven't hated myself yet today. Why are you sad?
Flash has learned that one of his idols has died.
One of your idols? Oh, okay. Who? Michael Jackson?
Negative. Although Flash is practicing some of his songs, so when Ape Man finally decides to bring Flash to karaoke, Flash can pay a tribute to him.
Okay, not Michael Jackson. Who then? Oh, wait, Billy Mays?
Alternative. Flash had considered that once his presence is acceptable to humans, Flash would pursue a career as a television pitchman.
Yeah, okay. There's way too much for me to deal with here at one time. So let's take this one step at a time. First off, what made you decide that you'd be a good pitchman?
Flash can be very unbiased and provide excellent enthusiasm about a product's quality, just as Billy Mays did.
Enthusiasm? Oh, really now?
Affirmative. Once Flash had analyzed a product, Flash could provide the information about the product's many uses to humans, which would make them realize they need to buy the product.
Okay, more like you'd probably scare the living crap out of people and they buy it to make you go away faster.
That is a distinct possibility if Flash chose to sell product door to door. However, Flash feels that Billy Mays was an excellent pitchman.
Well, that he was, Flash. I cannot deny that. That man brought us the power of OxyClean. Which reminds me, did Mrs. 8-Man try to get you to do the laundry now?
Alternative, and Billy Mays brought us many other great products too. Humans did not know the power of oranges until he brought us Orange Glow.
Yeah, I guess we didn't. Who knew they were good for more than just juice?
Flash had decided to go to Atlantic City to begin selling products the same way Billy Mays got his start as a pitchman.
Okay, whoa. Hold on a second, Tim. One, you can't go to Atlantic City. Right. Two, what the hell are you going to sell?
To answer your first question, Flash can walk to Atlantic City. Our consumption would be minimal despite the average speed of 2 miles per hour.
Okay, great. So you get there in... let me see, where's my calculator?
Flash has calculated that at the average speed of 2 miles per hour, he would arrive in Atlantic City in 48.9 hours.
2 days. Really? Well, it's actually better than I thought, but you know what? You still have nothing to sell.
Negative. Flash has items to sell to the public.
For to what? Huh? What you got to sell? All right, this I gotta know. Okay.
Flash has developed a way to turn canine excrement into a useful item.
What? What useful item can you make from dog shit?
Flash has developed a way to turn piles of canine excrement into a delicious...
No, stop. Say no more.
Shake that can be served over ice to the...
No, stop it. I'm serious. I'm gonna hurl if you bring that near me. Don't get away. No, come on. Mother of all... No, stop. No.
Byproduct of manufacturing.
I, for one, have been to countries where they have devoured shit, and they liked it. Besides, everyone has tossed a salad once, right? Oh, never mind. It wouldn't sell anyway, unless Billy Mays was selling it to us. You will be missed, sir, and may you continue selling in heaven. Godspeed, Mr. Mays. Have ideas for things Flash should do? Send your ideas to show@ptrradio.com for a chance to be a guest star on Ape Man and the Cylon. In the meantime, tune in 2 weeks for a new episode of Ape Man and the Cylon, exclusively on PTR Radio. PTR Radio, the original entertainment on Monday nights, now with stronger feet.
All right, that's better. All right, and we're back with hour number two.
Yes. I did have a fun day. We should come back to that later.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. There we are. All right. So we are back. Hour number two. As I've said 3 times now. If you want to get in touch with the show, as always, ptrradio.com is the website, or at PTR Radio for Twitter. 877-787-8822 is the number. That's 877-787-8822. Or check us out on Facebook, PTR Radio. All kinds of ways to get in touch with the show, both before, during, and after the show. We also, that same phone number gets voicemails 24/7. So leave us a message. Let us know that you're out there. We are going to be one host shy this evening. He has things he has to take care of, which is fine with us. Because, we all know stuff comes up. So, with that being said, we're getting into our crazy, crazy second hour, where we're going to talk about stuff that I actually wish he was here for, but he probably just, piss on it anyway. So, that's all right. We need to find out dangerous jobs. So, all right, let's start off. Mike, what do you think a dangerous job is?
Crab fisherman.
Crab fisherman. You know what? Actually, that is a pretty crazy. That's a pretty, bad job. I think. I have to show all bookmarks.
There's an entire show dedicated to it, man.
Yep, that's true. But is it likely to kill you?
Okay. Now, since we're defining, it should be.
And the answer is.
Mortality rate.
The answer is yes. Fishermen in general is likely to die. With a median salary of $35,275 or $270, recreational fishing is a popular unwinding pastime for many, but commercial fishing is dangerous and strenuous. Fishers have to be diligent when surrounded by slippery decks, easy to snare nets, and punctured producing fish. Particularly since their isolated working condition makes receiving prompt medical attention difficult. In 2013, there were 27 reported fatalities, according to the BLS. Most commercial fishing fatalities are caused by drowning. Surprising enough.
You're in the middle of the fucking ocean.
Not caused by dehydration. All right. Another one. Taxi drivers. Taxi drivers. Median salary, $22,840. And mostly it's just stress. It's one of the most stressful jobs that you can have. Consistently endangered their life as well as the lives of their passengers while traveling through varied road conditions. So it is a horrible job to have. And on here you'd think, all right, firefighters, policemen. Yes, they're on here too. Policemen in particular, median salary, $56,130. Firefighters were $45,600. Reported 53 deaths in 2013. Or no, yeah. Fatal work injuries rose 194% to 53 in 2013, up 18 from 2012. All right. Give me another one, Mike. What do you think?
Ammunition tester.
Funny enough, they don't go that detailed on here.
Okay.
But I will tell you, logging worker. I know, that's kind of close. Logging workers. $34,190 median income. 59 logging deaths reported in 2013. All right, guess another one.
Cold.
High money. High money this time.
High money.
High money.
Private airline pilot.
Oh, they have pilot on the list. But just general airline pilot, $74,470 median income. 63 fatalities in 2013.
Let's go with coal miner.
Coal miner is in, I believe that one is in here.
Just to say, for those people who are worried about pilot thing, most of those deaths were like little puddle jumper type,
Was it
3-passenger planes.
Is he miner in here?
Flying a 747 is not really a dangerous job.
Mining machine operators, close enough. $50,820 median income. 16 fatalities in 2013. But you're...
What else? What else is dangerous?
Think high money, Mike. Lots of money.
Lots of money.
Lots of money.
Actor. Stuntman.
Nope, not on the list. Here it is. I'll give it to you. Senior corporate executive.
What?
$171,610. Office bigwigs don't necessarily live the life of Riley, but the pressures of running a corporation, developing initiatives, driving Bentleys, betting a different girl every night evidently take their toll. I added that last part. Another mitigating factor, senior corporate execs are often sedentary, which lead to a hodgepodge of physical woes.
Which, after reading this, tells me that there are 2 extremely dangerous jobs missing from this list.
Let me guess. Is it mistress of a corporate executive?
No.
NFL football wife is not on this list.
It's close. Stay-at-home parent.
4-year-old son of NFL football player is not on this list.
I'm just saying, so many people die from accidents around the house. So if they're going to go with people
elderly family member of an NFL football player is not on this list.
And just plain unemployed.
Neighbor of Roger Goodell is not on this list. Because he don't see nothing.
People who live next to golf courses is not on the list either, I'm sure.
Newspaper reporters is on the list. 35,600. Well, that one guy got his head chopped off. That was bad.
One.
Yeah. Well, yeah, more than one. And the one guy had 2 different bombs go off next to him in 2 days in a row.
Yeah, I decided this list is useless because it also does not have prisoners on death row in Texas.
I don't think that's an occupation.
Yeah, it's an occupation. It's a job.
It's not an occupation.
It's not a job you pick.
I don't
job
think
you earn.
I don't think at career day there's a booth for that. Roofers,
They pay you for it.
public relations executives, garbage collectors. 33 garbage collector fatalities in 2013.
Now, is fatality only dying on the job?
I think it's dying while having the job.
I thought you were going to ask, is fatality only dying? And I was going to have to laugh.
But I think it's just dying while having the job.
Yeah, yeah.
Senior corporate executive kind of thing. All right, I could see that being like older gentlemen who are retiring. And
Yes.
Just have, you know what I mean?
Or
See,
postal
they
executives.
didn't have a number for that. Because I think it's kind of hard to estimate how many people died from heart attacks from their job versus their bad lifestyle.
Right.
But like delivery truck driver, they have a number for 748 deaths in 2013. So of this, that's the highest I have seen. The next highest is farmer with 220. Well, actually, and I don't know why military personnel is lower than that. According to this, military personnel is the second most stressful job. I think that should be the first.
Well, what is the first?
You know what? I can't tell. This list sucks. There is no definite.
That's the second.
There's huh?
How the fuck did you know that military was the second?
Because it says it says Career Cast recognized military generals as the second most stressful job of this year.
Oh.
And enlisted personnel is the most stressful profession.
Okay, so there we go. Enlisted is the most stressful. All right, so I don't want to have any of those jobs. I don't want to be a garbage man. Speaking of which, Mike, one of the guys that you recommended that I follow on Facebook had a post today, Mike Rowe,
Yes.
about his new show. And I thought it was, and I'm not going to tell the whole post, but it was something was kind of interesting because he's got a new show coming out. And he wanted to clear the air about what the show was going to be and what it wasn't going to be. Because I guess because he's asking people for suggestions on where he should go to interview folks about their job. And of course, he's getting a ton of suggestions about dirty jobs that he should go and do.
Okay.
But what people don't understand is this new show that he's doing is not Dirty Jobs Part 2. You know, because Discovery Channel owns Dirty Jobs.
Yes.
And he says he understands it's confusing, but his new job, his new program, Somebody's Got to Do It, is not just about being dirty. It's about having a passion towards a job. You know, it's about the self-fulfilling jobs. You know, the ones you got to do.
Yep.
Like your wife and you volunteering at the shelter, Mike. You know, it's that kind of thing. You know, but one of the things that kind of hit me as a little bit of a kick in the balls to him was he says he understands that people, you know, why people are still suggesting dirty jobs to him because they're still running dirty jobs in syndication. And they didn't cut out the part at the end where he says, we still need ideas for dirty jobs.
Oh.
Please submit them to, and, you know, find us on Facebook and all this kind of stuff. And it's in the Netflix runs of it and everything else too. So it's like, and so he constantly has to tell people, sorry, that show was canceled 2+ years ago. So it's like Discovery going, yeah, we canceled your show and we're going to kick you in the nuts every time somebody watches it and wants to get a hold of you and remind you of that. I'm just like, that's mean. That's horrible. That's like what happened if for God's sake something happened and our show got canceled, and yet every time I logged onto the computer, I got an email going, here's a topic for the next show. You know, that would just suck.
Or if the show actually just started recording and playing every other Monday.
Well, what would really be cruel is that would be more suggestions for content for the show after the show was canceled than before the show, when the show was on the air.
I'm looking at the Dirty Jobs with Mike Rowe Facebook page, and there are still people providing suggestions.
Oh yeah. Right. Yeah, it's still super active. He says he gets like 1,000 suggestions a month.
Unbelievable.
Well, it just means that, you know, the show could be, you know, brought back.
They shouldn't have stopped the show.
No.
You know, they're still running. You can still pretty much watch the show whenever you want. It's still on all the time. But, you know, I don't know. I thought that was really funny and really mean of the producer, you know. So, or of the station. So, all right. So I was watching. I'm gonna say right now, I stole this idea from Phil DeFranco. All right. Okay. So for all of you who say that I don't give credit, I'm giving credit here. This is a question Phil DeFranco came up with. Now, last show we talked about the fappening. All right, where all of the celebrity pictures got thrown out there on the web. All right, including some videos. So, the question that he gave, I put back out there as my question of the day today. What is your response if your sex tape makes it onto the web for all to see? All right. What's your first response?
Well,
So, Mike, I'm going to start off with you.
My sex tape.
And
my
remember,
first response would be, I better get out of this house, or I better filter Kim's computer from YouTube, because when she finds out that I recorded, I'm gonna be a dead man. So that would probably be my first response.
The second response would be trying to figure out which of the zoo crew was doing it.
Yeah,
Was it the Mr. Bird?
I'd have a long talk with Mr. Bird about, hey, motherfucker, I told you to stop using my cell phone, and now you went and did this, you bastard.
Oh, but if Mr. Bird did it,
he would have put it on Twitter.
Yeah, but it would definitely be on Twitter. But also, it'd be really difficult to get it back because there's no copyright on it.
Yeah.
Because a bird can't
Can't
have
own the copyright. The bird would have owned the copyright.
No, there was a.
About the monkey?
The monkey, yeah.
The monkey.
So it'd be public
but
domain.
That was a selfie, though.
It doesn't matter. It's still the same thing.
All right, so
it'd be public domain. You'd have no way of pulling it back.
Okay, so Mike, after you figured it out, what would your response be to everybody that saw it, though?
I don't know. I have no idea. This is not something that I have ever contemplated.
All right, so Colin, how about you? What happens? What do you say when somebody says, "Hey, I saw you on the web"?
Sorry.
you start off with apologizing.
I'm sorry you saw that. But that's your fault.
You shouldn't have been on the dark web.
Maybe my response would be, good luck trying to sleep now.
I mean, because mine immediately would have been, it wasn't my best performance. I was feeling down. I had a cold. It was bad lighting.
I was in the pool.
You know how the camera adds weight. But
this camera was shooting you from a different camera, which was shooting for another camera.
That was the fourth time in a row. That's why the quantity wasn't what it should have been. That's I'm just telling that wasn't my A game. All right, I'm just telling you. I admit it. I didn't bring my A game on that one. If you want to check out the rest of the selection, you can see my A game. That's my thing, is I don't want people to judge me on one performance.
Be like, oh, and you want more? I got Shaggy's videos up now.
Yeah. Hey, check out the Plex server. It's got a whole library.
Oh, no.
Hey, if one's going to be out there, I want my whole catalog out there. Because really, what's the difference? What is the difference? If you're buck-ass naked out there on one, you might as be out there all the way. I don't get the difference. You might as well be all the way out there. I mean, I'm not saying freaky out there. All right. If it's vanilla on the web, you don't go putting chocolate sauce out on the web. You keep vanilla on the web. All right. You leave the chocolate sauce and sprinkles private still.
Man, listen, you've been reading 50 Shades of Grey too much. So listen, let's talk about this one, because this thing made this little clip made the most appearances in my Facebook feed.
Are you talking about Alaska?
Yes, I am.
All right. I gotta bring up something while you're talking about that. So go ahead.
Charlo Green. And I'm probably saying her name wrong, but whatever. She was a reporter on CBS 11 in Alaska, in Anchorage. And apparently, in Alaska, there's an upcoming vote to legalize marijuana.
Yep.
Well, they ran a story which revealed that she, who was a reporter for the news, was the owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club.
Yeah. In fact, here we can play the audio. We should be able to play this because this is a news story. I don't know why. And everybody in the freaking world's played it, so I don't know why we shouldn't be able to play it.
Yeah.
You know, we'll play it. We'll get a copyright infringement. We'll say, "Oh, sorry," and we'll take it out. But here, we'll go ahead and play this. Hopefully, you guys will be able to hear this.
Now, everything you heard is why I, the actual owner of the Alaska Cannabis Club, will be dedicating all of my energy toward fighting for freedom and fairness, which begins with legalizing marijuana here in Alaska. And as for this job, well, not that I have a choice, but fuck it, I quit.
Now that was good. And that's what you're talking about, Mike, right?
Yep.
That was good. That was a drop the mic, I'm gone.
Yeah, but she's trying to sell her cannabis club to other people. It's not, you know.
She just got $1 million worth of free advertising. That's what she got. She is everywhere. Who would have heard about this lady from Alaska?
Yeah.
If she hadn't done this?
Yeah.
A black lady from Alaska, no less.
I didn't know there were black people in Alaska.
No.
Except for Eskimos. And they sell little dolls and live in igloos. That's all they do. They don't. I didn't know there was weed in Alaska. But what's great is not just her dropping the mic and said, "F it, I'm out of here." It's the reaction of the lady at the desk.
Yes.
Which is this.
All right, we apologize for that. We'll be right back. Pardon for us.
Fuck it, I quit.
Now that second one, they're clipping it around here, but basically the lady at the desk is saying, "We'll be right back," and then the voice in her ear is going, "No, you won't. Keep talking. We can't go to break. We don't have anything ready." And I'm like, "No, she said we'll be back. You cut the. I don't care. You cut the color bars. You do something. You don't hang her out to dry. She doesn't know what to say.
The teleprompter is not telling me what to do.
She has nothing in front of her to read. News people are stupid. You know?
That's as good as Ernie Anathis, who was an anchor here on Fox 5 in New York during the broadcast, saying, "There you go, keep fucking that chicken."
Now, I will tell you, a lot of people have been saying, "That's the best quitting ever. That's the best screw you, I'm out of here in the history of all time." Or epic quit. What I thought was great was they issued a statement on their Twitter and Facebook saying the news presenter who violated FCC policy and said a swear on the air has been fired.
Terminated.
Terminated.
She's been terminated.
She quit.
She quit.
You can't fire her. We all heard it. She quit. But the other thing is, I like Inetta the Mood Setter. Have you guys heard her?
No.
Oh, she was on K Black. I think we'll hear her here. Hopefully this will sound okay. Come on.
Exodus, the Gulf Coast #1 for hip hop and R&B, and now with Ray and Miranda, the home team in the morning. Do it to it. What better song to do it to it? It's Inetta the Mood Setter, and I told you I had a very important announcement, and here it is. I refuse to walk around and watch people on my job looking over my shoulder, people lying to me, people talking about me. It's ridiculous. It is sad. I can't take it. I'm not going to take it. I don't have to take it. I'm not a dummy. I know how to find another job, but I refuse to walk around people. You can say what you want to say about me, and if you see me on the street, I'll let you know whatever you want to know. But I refuse. For the last 6 years, I made $6 an hour. That ain't nothing. I just got a raise after 6 years. I know I'm qualified, and after saying this, I don't care if I ever get another job in radio, period. It does not matter to me. But Inetta will not be setting the mood at BLX no more. I refuse to walk around with people that'll speak to you. Hey, Inetta, how you doing? But then as soon as you walk by, that bitch, I will not do it to myself anymore. So if you're confused about what I'm saying, listen very carefully. I quit this bitch.
On a big station, 93 BL.
Wait.
Yes.
That was live radio. It took him that long for the producer
No,
to not
he
cut the mic and...
He still didn't. She hit the exit and walked out the door. She hit the promo and walked out. And left him with dead air till the morning guy came in.
Wow.
Yeah, that was back in 2009. She ranted for 1 minute and 40 seconds.
And they just let her go. Good Lord.
It was hilarious. Every time somebody quits on TV like this, the radio station I listen to, they play this every single time. Because they're like, no, this is, whatever you're talking about is not an epic quit. This is an epic quit. Oh, it's worth the copyright infringement if we get one.
Oh, we will.
Because it's a
station.
Oh, hold on. It's just this part.
What I'm saying, listen very carefully. I quit this bitch.
On a big station.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's much better and cleaner, than
Pardon for us.
Fuck it. I quit.
I mean, come on. F it, I quit. 4 words? Inetta gave us the whole story, man. We know how much she makes. We know how much her raise was. We know what people talking around her back. We know everything about Inetta. All we know is that this pot-smoking hippie black Alaskan chick, runs a dispensary.
I was watching a CNN story about this.
Yeah.
And they were going through everything wrong with this.
Uh-huh.
First off, she was a reporter actually reporting on herself, which is completely unethical.
Yeah.
And she quit on screen.
On live TV.
And she cursed on live TV.
Yep.
And she just made things really horrible for her co-workers for no apparent reason, who had to sit there going, okay, we're sorry about that.
Yeah.
It's just, there's no part of that which was in any way acceptable.
I gotta, acceptable or not, and she started up a Kickstarter the moment she left for $5,000.
Oh,
of a goal of $5,000.
Hey, listen, you got to strike while the iron's hot.
Yeah, no, I'm sure she'll hit it. I'm sure she'll exceed it because pot fanboys are crazy.
Let's see. Do we know what it's called?
Just look for Charlo Green. I mean, quit on TV, quit spectacularly if you want. That's not a problem. Make life hell for everybody else. I don't care. But this lady she did destroy them. There's no question about it.
And her career is toast.
Well,
as far as being on TV,
yeah.
There is no one else is going to touch her.
I don't think she wants to, though. Like she said, I think she wants to set up a pot dispensary in Alaska and become a pot tycoon.
Yeah. Because
that is happening right now. I mean, these guys that are setting up these either medical dispensaries or the, like in Colorado, where you can just get it for recreational use, they are raking in the money. They're just hand over fist. It's coming in, and there seems to be no problem with it, even with the huge amount of taxes.
So,
I mean, they're making millions.
In a statement, Green explained her decision to quit on air. Said, because I wanted to draw attention to this issue, and the issue is medical marijuana. Ballot Measure 2 is a way to make medical marijuana real. Most patients didn't know the state didn't set up the framework to get patients their medicine. If I offended anyone, I apologize, but I'm not sorry for the choice I made.
But there's nothing wrong with most of what she did, except for everything, I guess. But
So you can't say there's not a problem with most of what she did, except for everything.
But from what she just said, it said fine. But why did you have to put the curse in there? I mean,
well, yeah.
On live television in the middle of the day when little kids are watching, that's just
This is why there shouldn't be any television allowed without a delay. In today's world, why is any television live?
Well, let's expand upon that. I'm not against live TV because I think live TV adds like when they do certain like musicals or certain shows do like live episodes. I think it's got a niche. But let's say if the fine for saying fuck on air is $10,000, if you're doing a live show and it sneaks out, the fine should be $50,000. You know what I'm saying? Like make it more of a stiff penalty.
The FCC, well, in her case though, the penalty doesn't go to her; it goes to the broadcaster.
Well, yeah, but you also got to remember that the broadcasters have contracts, and it very well could. It's probably written in there that something like that, the fine gets deducted from her salary.
Well, yeah, but if
she quits,
I don't think it would hold up. You know, in the world of sports broadcasting, they don't run a delay, and they can get away with the cursing because they call it a fleeting expletive. Wow. You know, it's unintended, natural course of conversation, unintentional cursing. You know, that they immediately switch away from. You know, those things I kind of understand, but still, there is really no reason to not have a 7-second delay. Yeah. 7 seconds is not going to kill your program. And who the hell cares on most stuff about 7 seconds?
For the record, I don't think it's on Kickstarter. I found her thing on Indiegogo.
Oh, okay.
That makes more sense.
And she's raised $4,600 of her $5,000 goal.
Yeah.
And she's got 15 days left on the campaign.
Yeah, so she'll raise it without any problem. But you know, I just don't understand. You know, and that you got to remember, guys, this is coming from people who broadcast on the internet, where pretty much everybody has access to. You know, and we do curse. We don't have a delay here.
We don't need it.
We're not required to have it, but I still do tag most of our episodes as explicit language, adults only. You know,
and that's a precaution because we may not curse. Yeah, we do occasionally. It's not like we're truck drivers, but we do also talk about adult topics.
Yeah, I mean, when Mike talked about the tweeting bra, you know, that's, you know, or I talked about my hotel that just happens to have prostitutes and higher than normal rental rates.
Yes.
You know, adult topics. Or vajazzling. You know, those things need to be tagged with adults only.
Vajazzle, yo, vajay.
Yeah. Or when we play things like this. So, what would be really great is, even though there's only, you know, 4 words here, if the guys from Auto Tune the News took this and just
yes, well, there's plenty.
Just made a fucking I quit song.
I mean, I watched the actual full report that she did.
Yeah.
There's plenty of audio to use.
Okay. So, yeah, I mean, you don't necessarily have to do all what she did. I agree with that. There's definitely other things she could have done. You know what? We got 20 minutes left. I want to go over. Speaking of adult content, Mike, were you in a fraternity in college?
I was not, because I wasn't going to go through all that bullshit.
I wasn't either, for the same reason. Colin, did you ever join a frat?
No, I wasn't in the college long enough to join a frat, but Not visit the frat either.
I have a feeling if you and I were in a fraternity, it was going to be one of those professional fraternities, you know, for like, you know, engineers or programmers or, you know.
Okay.
One.
I am a member of Phi Theta Kappa.
Is that a professional fraternity?
No, it is the National Honor Fraternity for 2-year colleges.
Okay. Well,
I don't know if I should have ever said that.
Well, the Ohio University Sigma Pi chapter fraternity left out their pledging questionnaire, and that found its way onto Reddit, which then found its way onto Bro Bible, which is one of our favorite sites to peruse. And so I think we should go through it and find out if we're Sigma Pi material.
Okay.
And I think we should answer these both as when we were college age and today. You know, I think the answers might be slightly different. All right, so go around the room here.
Okay.
What is the wildest / craziest things you never got caught doing? Colin, what was the wildest or craziest thing that you never got caught doing? Meaning that you did it, but you didn't get caught.
I have no idea.
You know, shoplifting.
No.
Tagging.
Never.
Stealing newspapers. Keeping a library book overdue.
I do like watching lots of British and Australian television.
Okay.
Let's see.
Which, you know, to some groups would be
horrible.
That'd be horrible.
All right, Mike, how about you?
Craziest thing that
Craziest thing you did, but you didn't get caught.
It's an interesting question. I don't know.
Steal a opposing high school's mascot.
No.
Streak.
Probably either egging or TPing somebody's house on mischief night.
That was the craziest thing you ever did?
Yeah, probably. Or, well, okay. Probably when I was in either first or second grade, a buddy of mine came over and snuck one of his dad's beers. So here I was, not even like maybe 10 years old, and sharing a beer with a buddy.
Okay. All right. Mine would be sex at a Little League baseball diamond at night. That'd be mine.
Wasn't that in a movie? No, it was 50-Yard Line. What movie did they have sex in the 50-Yard Line?
American Pie Reunion. And a couple of other ones.
I was gonna say, I think it happened on one of the older ones.
Several.
Why am I thinking Matthew McConaughey was in the goddamn movie?
I don't know. All right, Colin, drink of choice.
Drink of choice.
Yep.
Say Whiskers Blakeport.
Okay. You're gaining some cred points back, although you're a little bit frou-frou. All right? Boys at the frat aren't that rich.
No one's rich drinking Whiskers Blake.
Mike, how about you?
Miller Lite.
Same here. Well,
but if I was applying to a frat, I would say like Natty Light.
See, me today would say Irish whiskey. Me 19 would say any beer.
Well, yeah, that's true.
Any beer.
Beer.
Yeah. Beer, yeah.
Number 3. We'll go Colin, describe a typical night back at home with the boys.
Well,
if there wasn't one, you could say there wasn't one, but
watching TV.
Okay.
Eating pizza. And beer.
Beer? There wasn't beer, was there?
No.
No, there was never
but
beer.
We're getting to today now.
All right.
And recording internet radio.
Recording. Mike, how about you? What was a typical night out with the guys?
Beers and smokes while shooting pool.
Let's see here. Mine was playing Risk. Back when I was 19, it would be there weren't many boys. There were a lot of girls that were dating other people. It would be playing Risk, drinking Mountain Dew at the time, not even Diet, and eating chips. Today, it would be drinking whiskey, sitting behind my bar, just eating. It doesn't really matter what's on TV. I'd be listening to music anyway. All right. Mike, we're going to you first this time. It's Saturday night, and you're at the bar, and you've been laying groundwork on an easy, regrettable 6 all night long. Bartender makes last call. What's your next move?
Order a round of tequila shots, and then offer to walk her home.
That is so bro. That is getting. I think you're working your way into the frat, Mike. Colin, what do you do?
No clue what that even means.
Do you stumble up, spill your drink on her shirt, and mumble something and walk away?
No.
Or do you just peer in the window from outside because you never thought to go in?
I don't even know what 6 means.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Oh. Working on a 6, huh?
Yeah.
Well, at least, you know.
Well, actually, my answer would be, who the hell works on 6s?
That's probably the answer they want. Oh, I have no
You have no idea? I'm
the single one.
Yeah. I really like Mike's answer. My answer is I buy a round for her and whoever she's with. Then I wait for her to come up to me and thank me that she never does. Then I walk home alone and masturbate to porn on the computer.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's happened. All right, which is why I don't buy drinks for girls anymore. Did that once. On any given night, where would you find the most Sigma pies uptown, Mike?
At the library.
The library. Mike, where would you think you'd find them? Passed out in the gutter.
Is there a Buffalo Wild Wings? Or Hooters?
It's a good answer. At the roofie store.
At my place, drinking my beer.
Pinky's Pleasure Palace?
All good answers.
Considering none of us know anything about Uptown, Ohio.
Chest bumping each other going, "Argh!"
Uptown anywhere, Ohio.
Let us know they're somewhere eating Buckeyes.
They're somewhere broing out.
My answer would probably be, I'm from Jersey. I don't know where the fuck Uptown is.
Upchucking somewhere. That's probably what they're doing.
Pulling some nerd's underwear over the back of his head. Giving him a swirly in a toilet.
Oh, the next one is interesting.
All right. So, Mike, yeah, I love the choices. Mike, do you have any unique skills, such as graphic design, ability to play an instrument, talking to girls? Things that we could find useful?
I do an excellent Chewbacca impression. I play ice hockey.
Don't forget Sean Connery.
And I can tie a cherry stem into a knot with my tongue.
Wow. You could be president of the frat. Colin, how about you? Graphic design, play an instrument, talk to girls? Anything else?
I can read a book really fast.
You can read a... Man.
Or here's a good one. I am a master of Photoshop.
Graphics design.
Game, set, match.
You can make our t-shirts. And all the posters for our all yous.
I can make a picture of you banging Celine Dion, man.
That's right. All of our party posters are going to be epic. Yeah, I have no skills on any of those. But if you want somebody to organize your bar, I'll do that. And I'm pretty good at running the keg. I know the order. You know? All right, so Mike, big question. Why Sigma Pi?
Because none of the other frats could handle this awesomeness.
Colin, why Sigma Pi for you?
Because you're the only ones who left your
questionnaire
form where I could find it.
You know what my answer would be? Because the teaks suck. It's the only other frat that I really know.
Because every other frat has been in the news for bad shit. Which means you guys are good at hiding stuff.
That's right.
At least you're not the Tri-Lambs.
You guys don't have any paternity suits against you yet. Yay for cover-up money.
And parentheses. But we can change that.
That's right. No rape charges filed this semester. Are you interested in taking a leadership role within the frat? Do you have any leadership experience? You know, like on the lacrosse team?
Wait, who's asking? Because I don't plan on dethroning anybody. But do I have leadership experience? Dude, I'm a fucking goalie, man.
I was captain of my wrestling team. I think that says enough.
I graduated from the Kiwanis Leadership Institute in 1988, man. Shut up, I really did.
Yeah, I'm sure you did.
I managed taking the lunch money of 5 nerds in high school. What are you...
Kidco was based on my life, bitch.
Oh my God.
What can I offer Sigma Pi at Ohio University?
Some Jersey style.
The Jersey experience, bitches. Non-Guido edition. But I got to hook up for an endless supply of Ed Hardy t-shirts.
I think Shaggy and I can kick in an endless supply of anything with Lincoln on it.
Do you want your squirrels fried? We can do it.
I make my own moonshine, bitches.
That's right.
You're in. That's it. It's over. You're in, President.
Oh man, I love fake frat guy. You know, that's the best. But yeah, I can't believe that they actually asked these questions.
All right, wait, back to why Sigma Pi? Because
Yeah.
I know those 2 Greek letters.
They're easy to pronounce.
Because I like pie, apple, and pumpkin.
This last one is the dumbest one of them all.
What are you looking for in Sigma Pi? Short term, long term? I don't know why they gave me so much room to write short term. Yeah.
Beer.
Chicks, beer, and a place to sleep.
Yes. Long term, I may never leave.
I don't have enough credits to graduate. I need a place to live. Cardboard is cold.
Let's define long term.
Yeah, I'm sure that we have offended many a frat person by now, but there is no use for frats in today's society. I can't think of one thing where being in a frat would have made my life better. I got to go to all their parties. If I wanted to go, I could have gone.
I mean, look, I probably would have joined a frat only because it would have given me a place to stay on campus. Like when I went to Rutgers for my 5 semesters, I commuted. So I drove back and forth during the week to go to class. And it sucked. All right? It truly sucked. So I probably would have joined a frat just to have some place to stay. But then when I found out what the frat dues were, like, well, dude, why? It's like being in a fucking union.
Oh, yeah, they are ridiculous.
And then after you graduate, they expect you to keep contributing. No, fuck you.
Yeah, let's see here. University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill estimates average cost for new fraternity members to be $1,631 per year and $2,970 for members living in the fraternity house. Alabama, $3,381, including housing, $2,304 for those who don't. Kansas University lists the average cost of membership, including room and board, as $5,300 for fraternities, and that is according to CampusExplorer.com. So I can't imagine how much it can run you. I mean, hell, that's $40,000 for your 4 years.
What was that price? Was it per month?
The last one was, I guess that was per year.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Okay.
Because actually I was like, well, compared to like the price of a hotel room, that's...
Yeah. All right, so...
That's actually a good deal.
Okay, so but it's still $20,000. My dorms weren't that expensive.
I don't remember. I only had to pay for it for 1 year.
Yeah.
Then I learned, oh yeah, people will just, give me a job.
So.
I really need to get back to school. But every time that I say that, then I have one of those idiotic dreams where, it's like, it's been 8 months since you've been to class, and you just remember there's a final tomorrow.
I
hate that dream.
Speaking of dreams, I woke up half the house last night because I was sleeping. I was dreaming that I was in a submarine, and we had just taken on supplies, and we just fixed the hatches, and we started to descend, and I saw water dripping from the hatches that we just fixed, and so I was running towards the bridge, yelling at the captain, "Captain, leak! Captain, leak!" And I woke myself up because I was yelling, "Captain, leak!"
Did you have to go to the bathroom or something?
No, I don't know why. Just that was the dream of the night. So, speaking of dream of the night, that's the end of our show for this evening. We will be back. October 6th is our next night back. We will try and put something in for replay next week, unless somebody feels like coming in and doing an ad hoc show with me. Who knows? Maybe my, Ebola will be over by then. I don't know. But for sure, we'll be back on the 6th. So make sure that you tune in. Until then, remember to check out PTRradio.com or at PTR Radio on Twitter, PTR Radio on Facebook, or call our 877-787-8822 number. Leave us a voicemail. Let us know what you think of the show, how we can improve it, your thoughts on any of the questions. As always, make sure to chime in on our question of the day. We post that on all of our media outlets so that you can chime in and let us know. Mike, anything else that I'm forgetting?
Let's see. I will be making a public appearance on that's
Oh.
And then on the 5th, I believe we're going to be at the North Brunswick Dog Walk. Or I can't tell you where.
Okay, well, make sure to get you shaking hands and signing autographs this time, because I didn't see any autograph signing from your last event, and that's a little bit disappointing. So we need to get those pictures. And but otherwise, you know, all of our, I think our in-person events are going well. Colin, yours is going pretty well, I think, right?
Yeah.
All right, good. So, okay, folks, until then, we will see you on the 6th, if not before. If we come in with something before then, check out Facebook. We'll let you know there. I'm Shaggy.
I'm Colin.
Hi, I'm Mike the Ape Man.
All right, we'll check you later. Bye.
Thank you.